You guys are standing into it. I'm going to be showing my top 5 soccer shoe hacks that I use on my football boots more or less on a daily basis. I mean, we all want our soccer shoes to be more comfortable, have a nice fit, and feel really good, right? If that's the case, you've come to the right place. Here are my top 5 soccer shoe hacks. Hack number 5 that I use a lot. Well, it's not really a hack. It's more just good common sense. Good common sense. Get the right size. It is really important to your soccer shoes and to your comfort for your feet to have the right size. You want a soccer shoe that has a nice fit, feels comfortable in your feet, and has a nice length and has a good width. Not that much that it squeezes your foot like that, and your foot feels like gonna suffocate, but also a nice length that doesn't feel like you leave too much space like that on the soccer shoe. So you want to leave a good and nice space. So I'll probably say about this much would be reasonable. That much would be a little bit extreme. That much is kind of weird, but yeah, I always leave about that much on my soccer shoes so that they can last me a long time. Because I'm in my growth spurt and I really want them to last me a long time. I mean, who else doesn't want them? Who else doesn't want that to happen, right? Yeah. So good. So the 4 pillars, I guess, of good soccer feet have a nice. They feel comfortable, have a nice length, they feel good, and they have a nice width, and that they don't feel like squishing it. That it feels like it's squishing your foot. So yeah, that's it. Let's get into number 4. So number 4, what we have here is, so you want some paper, dry newspapers, and what you want to do is, so you play it out in the wet, right? It's been soaking wet, you've killed it on the pitch, you're nice home, and you're dry, you're taking a shower, you're nice and warm. What do you do to your soccer shoes? Well, what you want to do first is if you have an old newspaper, if that would be great, get about 2 stacks of it, make it into a little ball like this, or make sure it's like kind of even. Put it into your football boots that are out and drying. And also, you want to make them sure they have a nice clean, not any mud to this. If this grass is fine, it's not going to do anything. But if they have mud, like chunks of mud on the bottom of your sole plate, you have to clean that out. Or also like the moisture, like the green little moss thing that grows, stuff like that. That's really gross. It will go into the seams and it will actually break it down. So you do not want that happening. So make sure you clean your boots regularly on a daily basis, and also put the thing inside. What is that good for? Well, one, it sucks up the moisture and makes your boots dry faster. Not that it will dry it faster, but it'll make the boots not dry faster, but it'll suck up the moisture, as I said before. And 2, it will keep them in shape. Because if your sock shoes, you pull this out, that's what's gonna happen. Down like that, it's not gonna look good. So you want to get a nice that when you keep them in shape. So that is really good bonus if you want to have that. So that is still a pretty good bonus. So you want to always keep these and everything else you use. You want to keep these on daily basis. So always keep it in your soccer bag or at home because it will serve you really good and handy. Number 3, we have get a tea bag and also get this. So for this, what you want to do is, as usual, you already put this in your soccer shoes, right? You got them nice in your soccer shoes. What do you do next? Well, here, my friends, you want to have a nice little tea bag that smells good and fresh. And if you don't want your shoes smelling like a wet dog, have a tea bag because there's a new tea bag. So you want to put it in your sock shoes and make sure it is like that. For a huge boot like this, or even one like these, I would recommend having a huge boot like this, or a really good boot. I would recommend having 2 tea bags, one for half and another one for the other half. Because if you have a smaller boot, please pass me that, Gabby. If you have a small boot, it's not going to be a problem. Just throw it down the tea bag right there, and it'll probably have most of the boot. But if you have a huge boot like this, you want it to be. You can see the size comparison right there. You want it to be you want it to smell fresh. So I will always do 2. If you have a huge boot, soccer shoe, or just you have a tiny boot, you can just put it in there, and it'll do a good job. So these things are always good, and it'll make your soccer shoes smelling nice and fresh. So of course, you want to do that. At number 2, we have a really good hack inspired by the world of track and racing on foot or just running laps, which is still pretty good. I'm going to use that shoe for an example, and use my papers here. So what do you want to do on that? On the hack you want to do is you want to use the runner's loop. And what is it you might be saying? Well, the runner's loop is a really good handy dandy trick that you can use if you want better lockdown in the heel and the midfoot area. So if you feel like your soccer shoes aren't giving you enough lockdown, you want a better fit, especially in the heel, so you get no more nasty blisters, and just overall a good stability here on the midfoot and good lockdown. This is going to be a trick for you. So what you want to do? So on the last lace hole, instead of going cross like this, you want to go up. So I already did here. So you want to go up. So here, you have this right here as an example. you want to go up. So you place it right there, and there you go. And boom, there you go. There's that loop. You want to have like that. Next up, you want to make the loop like this, like the runner's loop, as the name suggests, like so. You want to put this thing right here, the lace right there, and you pull it there, and that's how you get the runner's loop. You do the same thing on the other side as I just did before, like that. Boom, and now you tie your shoe up as usual, and you, my friend, got a good lockdown. And my number one most favorite hack that I like to use is the hot water trick. So I'm gonna use this thing as an example right here. So let's say this has hot water. What you want to do is put your foot in your new sock shoes that just got brand new. Okay, so I gotta do that. And then what you want to do is you want to get like a little bowl, put your boots in, and spray the hot water all over it. So, but just make sure that the water is not too hot. Also, go in and damage the seams on your sock shoes, and you'll have to go get new ones eventually. You do not want that. So just make sure it's nice and it's a hot, like a nice rule of thumb is that if you can hold your finger in the water for more than a minute, it is a-okay. And make sure that you spray it all over like the top half of the boot. That's where you're gonna be pushing off most of the time. So you want that to have a good fit right there. And make sure that, and then you go out after you've done that for about 15 minutes. You wear them in like the hot water. Next, go out and play in them so that they can actually take shape for the shape of your foot. And in doing that, it will be better because it will adjust to your foot. If you have a relatively wide foot, these things will adjust and will become just a little bit wide. Another good tip is to put like a separate bag, a plastic bag, put it in your sock shoes, and put it all with water and go in the midfoot, and what will happen? It will stretch the sock shoe. Why? Because science. If you have attention in science, you'll know that water expands 5 to 10% in the freezer. So put your foods in the freezer, make sure they're clean, and it'll expand. So that's a good hack to do that, as long with the hot water trick. What's up, buddy, guys? Thanks for watching my top 5 hack video. Hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, see you next time.